Yes, sir.
I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, is it visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today we are going to learn the topic. We call it as overloading the extraction and insertion operator. Okay. So in all previous session, okay, we have covered the topic definition, overloading the okay, uh, unary and binary operators. Okay. And today, okay, our topic of discussion is overloading the extraction and insertion operators. Okay. Now, actually, instead of calling it as overloading extraction operator, I call it as overloading the stream extraction operation, because all these are inside the, as we are including iostream.h header file. Okay. So these are not the separate symbol. So everyone knows which is the extraction operator. Stream extraction operator, what we are considering. Stream extraction means when we write about C out. Okay, so I call it as the stream extraction operator. I think we consider this is our stream extraction operator, okay, that we are using. Okay, and this we are considering it as a insertion operator. Okay, that is the stream insertion operator. Okay, so today we are going to learn how we will be in a position to overload this extraction and insertion operator. But I call it as the correct word is, it should be a stream extraction, because these operators, they are related with the C in and C out. Okay, and as they are with the C in and C out, and C in and C out, it belongs to the class of the iostream.h. Okay, so that is the input output stream. Okay, so it is necessary for us, okay, so that we are calling it as instead of calling it as only extraction and insertion, I think the better word is we call it as stream extraction and stream insertion operator. Okay, so now instead of having the more discussion, I'm just go to the program. Okay, and in the same editor, okay, we are going to learn how we can do the program related to it and the related explanation. Okay, is it clear to all? Okay, I'm just opening the editor. Okay, for example, we call it as the overloading operator. We call it as the unit number 3 program. Suppose I give it as a 5. Okay, so we are going for the program of overloading stream, overloading stream extraction and insertion operator. Stream insertion. I think we call this as the insertion, because we write it as and extraction. All, no issue. Hello.
Yes, sir. Visible.
I want each and every student to concentrate for this program. See, we have seen already how we can overload the arithmetic operator, binary operator, plus operator, okay, or unary operator as minus operator, okay, as well as I think we have seen plus plus operator, overloading the pre-increment or post-increment operator, and so on. So we are already have a clear-cut knowledge of how to overload the operator. And to overload the operator, we have to write down the operator function. Okay, the operator is the keyword, and we have to, after the operator keyword, we have to write down the operator. Okay, so exact symbol of that operator, and then in bracket whatever the parameters we are accepting, and we also write its return value. Okay, but today's topic of discussion is a little bit different. It is something different where it is expected that, okay, so whenever I am using the operator, I'm just explaining it over here. Suppose I write it as C out. Okay, so whenever I suppose I want to extract this operator, getting me? Suppose I want to extract this operator. In such a case, this operator is not considered as a separate arithmetic or logical operator. Getting me? It is not related to the where two operands we are passing to it, okay? Or maybe it is a plus b, okay, or something like this. So it is not considered as a normal arithmetic or logical operator, or it is not considered as the left shift or right shift operator, but it is the operator which is related with the C out, or maybe the another operator which is related with the C in. Okay, it is related with the C out and C in, where this C out and C in, these are considered as a function, or these are the part of the stream dot h. Okay, now here if I considered this IO stream dot h, is somewhere it is necessary for me to understand this R belongs to the O stream class. Okay, so in next unit, okay, all of you are going to learn what is mean by the inheritance. So we are considering as the IOS, input output stream, is the main class. From that we have derived a separate class as the O stream and O stream and I stream and so on, and it is continued. Okay, so now I think it is better for us to go to the help, and we can see what is mean by this O stream class. Okay, so I just open the help, open the index. Okay, so go for the O is OS. Now you can find O stream is there. Okay, I think everything is visible to you. I don't think is there any issue. Whatever I'm showing is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I just open this help of the O stream class just for understanding. Before I go to the program, I just want to show all of you what is this O stream is there. Okay, now you can find in the description O stream is a class. Okay, O stream class summary derived from iOS. That is I told. Okay, it is inherited from the iOS class. Okay, base for the IO stream, web stream, and all these classes. Now, what this O stream class provides? It provides the formatted and unformatted output to a derived class of a class stream buffer. This occurs through a data member, okay, of the base class. An instance of a class O stream will not perform the actual output. Okay, the instance of the class will not perform the actual output. However, the member function of the O stream will call the member function of the class. Okay, that the we can call it as the base class iOS is pointing to the insert the character to the output stream. Okay, so in such a case, we can say I cannot use directly the create the member of the O stream. I must use the C in and C out, and I must create the use the appropriate operator. Here we just look at this, the member function. Here what we have written, the member function of the stream format the data before it is sent to the base class pointer. Okay, now actually it is related to the pointer, so it is passing the pointer to it. So I must use the ampersand. O stream provides the generic code for formatting the data before it is inserted to the output stream. Okay, so in such a case, okay, we are going to take this output from the, okay, whenever I'm going to display the output on the screen, I have to use this. Okay, so related things are there. I don't think it is required for us to go for it. Okay, let us consider. Okay, I'm just opening this overloading classes and the operator. I want each and every student, if you are having any difficulty related to it, just you go through it. Okay, so you can understand why I'm using the OStream class. Inside the OStream class, I'm using the function or the member function called as input and output. Okay, so to take the input and to take the output, I'm going to use this, okay, which is already overloaded. Okay, so you can find overloading the class. The iStream class, see here, I hope all of you are concentrating on the screen. The iStream class overloads the, okay, so we are considering it is going to overload the extraction operator for the standard type. Okay, means it is, we call it as it is integer, long, double, float character, or string, etc. For example, the statement, suppose I write here C in and this. Okay. Suppose I'm using this statement, call the appropriate. Now here this is operator function. So I have to write down this operator function for overloading of this class. Getting me? Overload, I need to go for it. The appropriate operator function for the iStream C in defined in the iostream.h and uses it to direct this input stream into the memory location represented by the variable x. Similarly, okay, so let us look at this. This is our topic of discussion today. Similarly, the OStream class, okay, I read here OStream class overload the operator which allows the statement C out to this. Getting me? So we have to use in such a case the class iStream as well as we can use the class OStream. Now here what is mean by O stand for output, I stand for input stream. So it is input stream class because input stream class is overloaded for the C in because we are taking the input from the user, and OStream class is overloaded for the C out because we are O means output. We are displaying this output on the screen, okay, and so on. So now what we need to do is we can overload this by writing the operator function, okay, for this class. If I write for iStream, it is for C in. If I use the OStream, it is used for the C out. Okay, so this is the program that we are going to do today. Okay, and the name of topic itself is the overloading the extraction and insertion operator. Okay, I hope all of you cleared with the today's topic of discussion. Again, afterward you can just go through this help. Okay, just read the help, overloading classes and the operator. I think just now we have seen the details. You can also go to the overload. Okay, what is mean by the overloading? Okay, or you can just go through this help. Okay, so with this background, okay, now I'm just moving to the program directly. Okay, until whatever whatever I explain now is it indicates that it is possible for me. I repeat my statement. It is possible for me to overload the operator, okay, which I'm using for the C in. So I can overload this operator which I'm using for the C in. Okay, now overloading means what? For example, I'm taking C in and this X. Okay, suppose X belongs to integer, float, and the character, then directly it will be used automatically. But suppose here C in X, suppose X is the object of the class. Okay, then I need to overload this operator. Okay, so it is not a normal data type if it is the object of the class, and I am taking the input. I want that the input should go directly to the object of this class, and X is the object. In such a case, I need to go for the operator function. Okay, similarly, if I'm using OStream class, I can go for this cout this where X is the object of the class. Okay, and I want this the data of that particular object should be displayed on the screen. Okay, is it clear to all? Hello. Okay, go to the program. Okay, I want we will understand how we can in a position to do it with the help of the program. Okay, generally we are having the example of the class distance. Okay, so I declare here. Okay, is there any necessary to give the C as a capital? No, it is normal case class. I write it as the distance. Okay, DISTANC. Okay, let us write it completely. Both is the class distance. Okay, now it is having the two private members. One is integer feet and integer inches. Okay, so I'm taking the value of feet and inches. Okay, I'm taking the distance in the number of feet and number of inches. You know what is the limit of number of feet? It may be I consider as minimum 0. Its value will be minimum 0 to I think it will be any maximum value, okay, or infinity. Okay, any maximum value or infinite value I can enter. Okay, but you are knowing what is the limit to the inches. I think you know that the 12 inches means 1 feet. Okay, so in such a case I must enter the value. Okay, in such a case if it is move more than 12, 0 inches to from 12. I say it as 12 inches itself is the 1 feet. So I can say the limit of the inches should be 0 to I say rather it is at maximum 12, okay, or maybe 11 rather it is say. Okay, so I am just considering. Then I use the member public. Okay. In this case, I just want to declare the constructor. Okay, what I'm going to declare is I'm going to declare the constructor. Take the first constructor. I call it as this is my constructor number 1. Okay, take it in comment. I am writing it is constructor 1 just for the purpose of initialization. If the user is not passing value of feet and inches, okay, then its value should be 0 0. Okay, so I write here feet is equal to 0. I write inches is equal to 0. Okay, so this construction is without any argument. Constructor 1 without any argument. So whenever the object is created, the feet value is assigned to 0, inches value is also assigned to 0. Okay, but I define one more constructor here so that the user can pass the value of the feet and inches to this. Okay, so this is the constructor which accepts the argument. Okay, so where I am passing the argument. For example, I consider integer f for feet and integer I for inches. Okay, suppose. Okay, so this is my constructor number 2. Constructor second. So here feet is equal to, what should I write? F, and I write it here. Inches is equal to I. If user is passing the values while create at the time of creation of the object of the distance, suppose I created the distance d1. Okay, suppose for example I'm just showing it here. Suppose this is my distance is the class, and I write here d1 only. Okay, so if when I write down this d1, means I'm not passing any value. Okay, while to this, so it will call by default constructor number 1 and assign the value of feet is equal to 0 and inches is equal to 0. Suppose I am creating one more object of this distance as d2 and I pass the value as suppose 10, 5. Okay, so this indicates I am passing the value of the feet and inches at the time of creating the object. In such a case, it is going to call the constructor number 2 and assign the value of the 10 to feet, f to feet, and I to inches. Okay, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
See, the very important part that we have to do is now we have to overload the operator function. So I now need to write down the operator function now. Okay, so first I write down the operator function for the purpose I call it as the cout. Okay, for the cout I just want to overload that operator. So here what is necessary, it belongs to the class or its return value is stream. So I write it as it belongs to the class OStream. So I write it as the OStream. Okay, and then I write it as the ampersand operator. Okay, why we are use ampersand? Because here for scene and cout it is going to pass the pointer value. It returns the address. Okay, so I use as ampersand operator. Which operator I am going to overload? I am going to overload the, yes, which operator it is? Insertion or extraction operator?
Insertion.
Insertion operator, correct. Okay, so we are using this ampersand operator, okay, insertion operator, and then see, I want each and everyone to look this very carefully. It will not be used as a normal arithmetic operator. Okay, why not? Because this is not a normal arithmetic or logical operator, but it is the operator which belongs to the OStream class, and we are using it with the cout. Getting me? So that's why my O belongs to the OStream class. Ampersand operator. Why this ampersand is there? I told because it is going to return the pointer value or address. Okay, and then which operator I am using? Okay, I use the symbol of the operator. Getting me? In bracket. Okay, so what I am going to pass to this, so I write it here. So I am going to pass the OStream. Okay, I am now creating OSTREAM. I am creating OStream is a class. Getting me? So I repeat again, OStream is a class, and now I am creating the object. I accept the object of this, so I use output. Okay, ampersand output. Getting me? And then passing the distance. Okay, or I am passing the rather I say the object, but I am passing here. See here, I need to pass the address of the object. So again, it will be suppose D is the object. So distance D is the object, capital D I am using. So I must pass the address of it. Here also I am using the but what is the ampersand outstream? Ampersand outstream is the object of the class OStream. Okay, and D is the object of the class distance. Okay, so in this way it is possible for me to define. Then I just go for opening the bracket. What I want to display on the screen, I want to, yes. Anyone want to ask any question? Okay, so here what I'd want to do is of feet and inches on the screen. Okay, with the help of this. So I use now I use here output. Okay, because now output is the of the type O string. Okay, so output I'm using the symbol. Suppose I write it as the F for the feet. Or write it as a feet. How much feet it is, and then it belongs to the data I can access through this object. So I write it as a d dot feet. Getting me? So feet is equal to this d dot feet. Then what is my second thing? Why I want to write? I want to write down the inches. Okay, so again I use the operator. I use double quotes. I use it as a inches space inches. Okay, and how I can access this inches? D dot inches. D is the object of the class distance. Here we have defined. Okay, we are accepting this value from the user. Distance d dot inches is displayed on the screen. So this is just to display this output. Now this particular class, what is the return value that I'm having? It is going to return this value. Okay, so because it belongs to the class OStream, so it must return the value. So I write it here return and output. Okay, to return output, because I'm going to return this, okay, the member of this class as output. Okay, this is a standard class which is already there available in the library. Okay, now one more very important thing is, see, whenever I'm going to call this function, I'm not calling this function with the help of any object. Okay, I'm not calling this function with the help of the object. Without object, I'm directly calling this function. So I must make the, in such a case, I must make this function as friend function. Yeah, I think we have learned how when to make this function as a friend function. Okay, so here I make it as a friend function. Similarly, I will go for the overloading the operator, okay, for cin. So again, I write friend as it is. Okay, so it should be belong to the friend class. Now instead of OStream, what I should use now? I should use iStream. Okay, I'm using it as iStream. Again, ampersand operator. Okay, now which operator I'm overloading? I use the symbol of the operator. Now I'm having same. Okay, you can just look at this. Instead of OStream, I'm using now iStream, and now instead of output, I call it as an input. Okay, I write it as a input. Okay, again I'm using the same distance ampersand d, okay, as it is, okay, as we have used. I think you can easily compare the way I have written for the OStream class and for the cout and for cin. Okay, so here what I want to do is, here I want to accept the value for feet and inches, but I can accept it with the help of this input. Okay, because input belongs to the class iStream. Sorry, it's not inStream, it is iStream. Okay, iStream. The input. Now I can use the symbol for overloading as I overloaded d dot fit. Okay, so it is going to display this value of the d dot fit, and it is d dot inches. Okay, so I'm just going to display these two values over here. Okay, d dot fit, d dot inches, and I must go for return input. Okay, so I'm just going to return this input value. I'm going to return for the overloading of the operator. Again, I need to make it as a friend function, because I'm not calling this function with the help of the object. Without object, I'm calling directly in the main function. Okay, so I consider this way it is possible to write down the overloading function. Okay, semicolon, end of the class, void main void. Okay, let us write down the main function. Whether we have used kunio.h. Okay, let us use the, because we are using generally the get ch. So I use conio.h. Let's move to the main function. So now main function, as I explained at the top, I must declare first the object of the distance class. Okay, distance. I'm having option. I can pass directly the value. Suppose I have d1, I'm passing the value as suppose 10 inches and 5 feet. Sorry, 10 feet 5 inches. Second, I use d2. Suppose I'm calling it as the 7 feet and 3 inches. Okay, and suppose now I create the D3. So D3 I'm not passing any value. So it will call the constructor 1 and assign the value 0, 0, 2 feet and 2 inches. Okay, no issue with this. So I'm using the function cout, and now this is my normal cout, no overloading of the operator. Suppose I write here the enter the, I take one value from the user, value of object in private. I'm taking the value feet and inches. I'm going to enter these values. Okay, so user will enter the value of cout. Now here, I just want to say this is what the operator overloading indicates. Okay, so suppose here I use cin, and suppose I want to take this value for the object D3. Okay, so if I use here D3 directly, it will ask me the values of the feet and inches, and it will be assigned. Okay, so it is not only for, generally C occurs in A. Suppose I write here C in and A. I'm just showing it here as an example. So I write here integer A, and if I write here C in A. Okay, so it don't have any operator overloading because A is the type integer, A is not the object, okay, but it is of the type integer and it will act normally. Okay, but now suppose I want to accept the value and for a D3. Okay, see now here, if I write down this statement C in operator and D3, now here the D3 is the object of the class distance, it is not the normal data type or the variable of the normal data type. So here it is going to call this operator function. Okay, so here it is going to call this operator function, and now it is going to accept the value for feet and inches. Okay, so here I am going and return this value. Obviously, this value will be stored here in the feet and inches. It is clear. This is what the operator overloading. Overloading operator for in. Okay. Second, now I just want to display all these values for D1, D2, and D3. Okay, so what I will display here, cout double quote slash n. That was my first object. Okay. Object D1. Okay, suppose I want to display it here. So how I can display it? I display this value. Okay, and I'm using D1 here. This is also the operator overloading. Okay, here I'm just giving, I want to display D1. What is D1? D1 is the object of the class. Okay, it is not the normal integer A variable. It is not A. If I write it here, output A, A is the integer type, then it is not operator overloading. It is the normal call. Okay, but here I'm using D1 means, now here this indicate I must have written the function for this. Okay, where I have written, so this is the function. It is going to call this function, okay, ostream and % operator, and display this. So it will be executed. So it display feet is equal to this, inches is equal to this. Getting me? So this function is called, okay, for whenever I use here cout and this. So this is not normal or operator overloading. It is normal way, but here I am overloading the operator. Okay, so I think this is the call for the operator overloading. Similarly, I just go for copy this for others. Cout double quote slash n second object D2. माइक म्यूट करा कोणाचं माइक चालू आहे D2. And now I just display the output double quote slash n. I call it as my third object. Okay, and that is displayed directly with the D3. Okay. Use the clear screen end of the main function. The screen here. See, I want each and every student to concentrate on the main function. See, the main function here I have used D1 and D2 and D3. Three objects are created of the type class distance. What is the distance class is having? It is having two data members. One is the feet and inches. Similarly, you may have a number of data members in your class. Okay, so you can define appropriate as per your example. Now, if I use cout and I'm using this, I think this is not my operator overloading, it is a normal call, okay, for the cout. But for if I look at this cout and this, okay, this is normal call, but here I'm just overloading this operator d1 because d1 is the object. When I pass the object to this operator, okay, it is called as, we need to go for overloading, and it is going to call the function and whatever the code is written by for this. So it is going to call this function and display the value of feet and inches. Okay. Similarly, आपण overloading कुठं केलेलं आहे? Here, see in operator and D3. It is the operator overloading because I am passing the object to the D3, so it will call this function. So it will execute which function for this? It is going to use the function as I used for the iStream. Okay. So this is the way it is possible. Show this example shows how I can overload this extraction and insertion operator. Let us check whether it is correct or not. So just 1 minute. Save the program. It may have some error. Let us check. F2 save and F9. Okay, 7 errors. Oh, okay. Distance structure. Undefined structure, distance. Why it is unknown? Okay. It is not the error, it is error due to here. I have shown as an example. Yeah, I must delete this. F2 to save. F9. Okay, no errors. There are no errors. Okay, I execute this. Control F9. So if you're asking me, enter the value of object feet and inches. This is I called with the help of the C in D3. Okay, I have called this C in operator and D3. So this is my the function is called which I have written for the overloading the operator. Okay, right inches. I suppose I want to have 5 feet and 4 inches. Okay, 5, 4. We can find the correct answer. First object is having the value 10 inches, feet is 10, inches is 5. Second object 7, 3, as I have passed this directly in the program. You can find the third object is have the correct value which is entered by me, that is the 5 feet and 4 inches. Okay, so I consider this is the very simple example to understand the overloading of the extraction and insertion operator. Why it is different from the normal arithmetic operator overloading? Because here I am not considered the operand here, but it is already belongs to the, it is the function, it is already overloaded. I say the operator is already overloaded in the library function or under the class OStream and iStream. So I must use the member of this OStream and iStream class. Okay, so that's why we are having this as a separate point. Okay, so the output is visible. Hello, it is clear to all. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I want everyone to execute this program because it's a little bit something different than the normal unary and binary operator overloading. Okay, so that is normal way, and this is the separately the point is written to show how we can go for extraction of this. Okay, I just want to repeat the program again. See, we are having the class distance, correct? Having the two values feet and inches. Similarly, you may have a number of values. ठीक है? Suppose इतना माझे 5 से 10 values आहेत. I'm having data member 5 to 10 data members. Okay? Or suppose you can say that you are having the value as, suppose you are taking the data of the student. So here you are having inside the data member, you are having the variables as name of the student, roll number, marks, address, mobile number, and so on. Okay? हे सगळे value इथं आहेत. Okay? And now I want to say C in and student S1. Okay, S1 is the object. So I want it should call directly and accept all these values. And when I say C out student class object, suppose S2, it should display all these values. Yeah, असं मला करता यायला पाहिजे आहे. So in such a case, I require to go for the overloading of these operators. Okay, सगळ्यांना clear आहे. So in public, I think we are having these two constructor to assign just the values. Okay, and आपल्यासाठी important काय आहे this. Why to declare it as a friend? Because I am calling this particular operator function from the main without taking the help of the object. So it is not related to the object. So I think I must use this friend keyword before this. OStream, it belongs to the class OStream and percent operator. This is the operator which is overloaded, having the two argument OStream and percent output and distance D1. Okay, and using this ampersand output, or I can say using this particular object, now I will just display this value. Instead of now this output will act as a C out. What I'm doing. So this output as this member of the class O stream. Okay, now will act as the C out. Okay, so instead of C out, मी आता हेच object घेतलेला आहे. नाव काय दिलेलं आहे output. Okay, so that I'm using. So this will be already internal overloading in the library as per the library function. इथे display केलेला आहे and I'm going to return this value of the output. In both the cases, I have to return the value because my return type is of the class. Object should be of the class O stream and return type is the I stream. Okay, this is my return type. Okay, so I must return the input here. Okay, I stream. Input is of the type I stream. Okay, so here again I am taking this input. It's a scene input. So you can say scene is considered as the object of the class I stream. So input. Okay, so input is my object of the class I stream. So using this, I am just taking the value as the input from the user for the d.fit and d.inches. I'm taking the value of feet and inches from the user. Okay, so I want everybody to take down the screenshot of this program and execute the program. Okay. Yes, you first take the first screenshot up to the constructor. Then take this for the friend function. How we have overloaded this extraction and insertion operator. Okay, this is very important. This part. Okay, and this is the main function. In all this statement, we have overloaded the operator. So this is nothing but overloading function will be called. This also. Okay, all these three are the operator loading function will be called for this and this. Okay, this is the normal way. Okay. Okay, so I think this just 1 minute. I want each and every student to execute this program. Okay, type the program. Okay, and execute and check the output of the program. Okay.